Welcome to Gaming Accessibility Reviews. I'm Emily, and today I will be reviewing the visual accessibility of Minecraft. Specifically, I am playing Minecraft on the PlayStation 5, so this is the Bedrock version of the game. Minecraft is the best-selling game of all time, and for good reason. It is a great sandbox game that allows you to explore, create, build, engage in combat, and more. The possibilities are truly endless in this game. So let's get right into the accessibility features available on the Bedrock version. Minecraft on the PS5 has a specific accessibility settings menu. The first options are for text-to-speech features. These read menu items on the screen out loud in case you have trouble reading the text.
Text-to-speech for UI, toggle.
You have options to toggle text-to-speech for the UI and for the chat, so you can customize that how you want. However, I did not find any way to adjust the speed of the speech. It also only announces menu items, inventory items, or notifications. It won't tell you what an object was or if you opened a secondary option such as the furnace or crafting table.
4. Stick. Wooden axe. Wooden pickaxe. 2. Wooden shovel.
In the settings, there are also options to adjust the text background opacity, which is great for folks who have a difficult time with low contrast items. There are also options to adjust the effects of darkness and glints. There is a new feature called Extra Large New UI, and maybe I am just misunderstanding how to use it, but I did not notice a difference between having the regular UI set to the largest scale and enabling Extra Large New UI. As far as visual accessibility goes, that is what is built into the game. There are also options for changing the key bindings, audio, and video settings, but none of them directly relate to playing this game with vision loss, so let's move on. Besides the built-in settings, there are two huge benefits in this game for people with vision loss: simple graphics and sound cues. Minecraft's look is iconic. Each element is simply made out of blocks with colored pixels, but they create some complicated and beautiful artwork. But because the graphics are so simple, it's very easy for someone with, say, acuity loss to differentiate the different items in the game. In a game with more realistic graphics, it may be difficult to distinguish different types of terrain or to tell what shape something is. In a game made up of exclusively blocks, this is much easier. Even when I simulate poor acuity, it's still fairly easy to distinguish items, compared to the same test being performed in other games. I also mentioned how helpful the sound cues in this game can be. There are countless sound cues that, when you pay attention, can really help you engage with the game no matter your level of vision. Blocks of different materials will make different sounds when you walk on them, like this example of walking on grass versus sand. There are also sound cues when you go underwater, and you can hear the difference in the environment. There's also a sound cue when you emerge from the water. So even if you aren't sure if you accidentally walked into water or not, you can listen to get the information you need. In addition, mining different materials can result in some different sounds. Now, some items sound the same, like when you chop down different kinds of wood, or if you're mining cobblestone versus coal. But digging dirt sounds different than digging sand, which sounds different than mining stone, which sounds different than mining cobbled deep slate. Some of these differences are subtle, but paying attention to them can give you important context clues to what you're doing, even if you can't get that information visually. Each of the mobs also makes different noises. Even if you can't see well, it's easy to tell the difference between a sheep's bleat and a pig's oink. Each hostile mob makes its own noise too, so you can tell if there is something dangerous nearby, even if you don't see it. Paying attention to the sound cues can help you know what materials you are interacting with and what mobs are nearby, so you don't have to solely rely on your vision for that information. Now, even though there is no colorblind mode built into the game does not rely solely on colors to differentiate important things. For example, the hearts that show your current life just turn black when you lose any health. Materials that might look similar with color blindness may make a different noise, and no matter what, they are labeled in your inventory, so you don't have to rely on color to interact with the game. As always, I am a big fan of using the built-in magnification on your gaming system as needed. All gaming platforms, including console and PC, have a built-in magnifier or zoom feature. This means someone who has difficulty reading small text can zoom in and get the information they need. Here, I am using the PlayStation 5 magnification feature as an example. Finally, Minecraft is a great game for people with vision loss because you can play it how you want. You can play in creative mode to build and explore without needing to pay attention to your health or hunger, or you can play in survival mode for a challenge. You can build, explore, interact with villagers, create a flower garden, truly whatever you want. This is a lot better and more low stakes than some of those online competitive games. I have talked with some people who lost their vision later in life who express how hard it is to lose their independence to do what they want when they want. In Minecraft, you are free to explore totally independently, and there's so much to discover, from different biomes to unique animals. You can even load a specific seed to explore, like the spooky mansion, survival island, or snowy village. It could be a way to experience some of that independence again, albeit in a virtual world. Now let's talk about some things that would make this game even more accessible. 1. Text size and UI adjustments. It looks like Mojang is trying to add this into the game, but as of recording this in November 2025, the larger UI does not seem to be working. The UI is already scaled fairly large, but there are some people who prefer to have it really big to play it more easily. Just the option to adjust this would be a bonus. 2. Screen reader improvements. The screen reader in this game is good, but with a few adjustments, it could be great. First, an option to adjust the speed of the voice would be very beneficial. I don't know if you've ever heard the speech rate on someone's device who uses the screen reader full time, but it is fast. I've even heard people using a screen reader fluently at 300% speed or more.
Current temperature, 60 degrees, partly cloudy, high 62 degrees. Look, introducing the new update, explore the...
Some screen reader users might feel held back by the top speed of the screen reader. An option to adjust the voice type is helpful too, as certain voices can be easier to hear and understand than others. And finally, something to announce what block is highlighted on the screen would be a huge help. It doesn't necessarily have to be every block that's ever highlighted, but even something as simple as a toggle button to announce what block is selected in front of you would be phenomenal. I do believe that there are some mods out there that do this, although I have not tried them myself, but I'd recommend Mojang put it in the base game itself for everyone to have access to. So that's the accessibility built into Minecraft and some recommendations on how to make it even better. Next, I'm going to rate the game on a 5-star scale based off of each of the major types of visual impairments: color, contrast, acuity, visual field, and total blindness. As always, this is my personal opinion, not as someone who is visually impaired, but as a certified assistive technology instructional specialist who works with folks who are blind and visually impaired daily. 1. Color impairments 4 stars. This game does not have specific colorblind modes enabled. However, as we discussed earlier, it does not rely on colors to differentiate important details like health, hunger, and more. You can still play this game with minimal barriers with colorblindness. 2. Contrast impairments 4 stars. This game has built-in options to add backgrounds to text and to adjust the opacity of items. In addition, the simple graphics of the game, plus the audio cues, can help someone with contrast sensitivity problems distinguish materials and terrain. 3. Acuity impairments 4 stars. Same as the contrast, the simple graphics and audio cues allow someone with poor acuity to still engage with the game and know the important information about what is going on. You can also use the screen reader or the magnification to read text if it is still too small for you. 4. Visual field impairments 4 stars. There aren't any settings to adjust the placement of the UI items, but for the most part, the important information stays on the screen in the same place, so you can use your scanning skills to view the information. You can also use the sound cues to alert you of nearby mobs that were outside of your field of view. This game is also available on every platform, which means you can play it on a smaller screen if that's better for your vision. 5. Total blindness 3 stars. This game does have a functioning screen reader, which is huge. Most games do not even have this feature. However, as we discussed earlier, a few extra features with the screen reader would make this even better for people with total blindness. That means that overall, I am giving Minecraft Bedrock Edition a 4-star rating for accessibility. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know that this is the highest rating so far. If anyone from Mojang is watching, I appreciate the effort you're putting into this game to make it accessible for everyone. With just a few tweaks, this could easily be a 5-star game. Thank you all for watching. I hope you learned something about Minecraft today. If you liked this video, check out some of my other visual accessibility reviews. Let me know in the comments what video game I should review next. Thank you, and I'll catch you next time.